What's up, everybody? It's Friday. I obviously got a late start. I've been attempting to build a fire and make some coffee on. However, it's a little bit wet right now, so it's a bit of a chore. It's a little bit frustrating, but I thought I'd take a break and clear my head and take this opportunity to talk to you guys about Friday a little bit. Friday is named after Frigga, the wife of Odin from the Viking pantheon, and one person that a lot of you have probably heard of that you can associate Frigga with, oddly, is Jesus of Nazareth, and that's because both of these beings are intended to be observed, in my opinion, as the embodiments of love itself. You know what I mean? And everybody that knows anything about real love knows that love could be very sacrificial, and it can be very painful, especially when you love someone. And they're in a circumstance where they're hurting themselves, or they don't feel good about themselves. Love can be a really fucked up thing, and there's no denying that. And everybody that wants to make it sound like a bag of roses, and you watch too much fucking Disney is all I could say. Excuse my language. Trying to work on the language thing. I'm making sure my hat's on forward. I don't know if you can tell a difference, but I certainly can. But anyway, Fridays is a day that a lot like Mondays. Mondays I try to take a step back and consider the female aspects of life, you know what I mean? And Friday's another day when I kind of do that, you know what I mean? Because even though that Jesus is a really masculine, feminine figure, you know what I mean? It's very kind of, it's not very macho just to take it in the face and get crucified. But on the same token, I want to recognize that, just that I am about to, I'm a recovering Catholic myself, and I don't think anybody should be too hard on themselves during Lent, but I still think that maybe it's wise to keep it in mind because later on, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the Gospels, and at first, and Jackaloni, I hope you can hang, man. Because I know that you're a pretty basic kind of a Christian, man. But some of the things I'm gonna talk about when I get on the subject of the Gospels, it might offend you, it might turn you off, it might turn you away from what I'm saying to you. But I don't want it to. It's not intended to. The truth is that I'm not trying to tear down any of your belief systems. I'm just trying to kick the foundation out from underneath them. You know what I mean? So I can give you the real pieces of truth so that you understand why that you should believe the shit you already do. And it's not that you have the wrong handle on it or anything like that. And not that anybody does, but there's people out there that aren't going to listen to the standard rhetoric. They're not going to listen to the standard verse pitching. There's people out there that, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, are fucking church hurt. And because there's a lot of people that have done terrible, terrible, terrible ass shit in the name of churches, man. And I'm not here to fucking set that up. I'm here to teach all you guys how to fend for yourself. You know what I mean? The person that sponsored me during my confirmation told me, and I kind of believe it's the case now. I got a lot of respect for Pope Francis, but I had my reasons for not participating as heavily in the Catholic Church over the years. And it's not anybody else's business but my own, so I'm not going to sit here and try to run the church down because there's no reason to. They taught me a lot of the imperative things that I know about Christ, and I'm not going to deny that. The founding peoples of the church, Jesus include, everybody that was involved with the millennial fever and the transition and the New Testament and the New Covenant. They went to great pains to make the information that we have be available now, so that we could no matter how we got to go about it, we still have to get a handle on the knowledge. But anyways, I'll talk about that later. But Friday is another one of those days when you gotta take it slow. You gotta step back. You gotta take some losses. I don't want to say take one for the team because that's fucking rude. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I mean for yourself. Just lose a battle for yourself today. It's like the Fight Club. I'm gonna ask you to go out there and pick a fight and to lose. No, man, one of these things that you've been fighting all week, all year, all month. You know what I mean? Just say, you know what? I'm gonna be the better person, and I'm gonna forfeit this fight just for today, man. Just give it a fucking rest. And then you can get back at it on some other Tuesday or Thursday. You know what I mean? With some zeal when you have a fresh mind. You know what I mean? Odysseus was the biggest, baddest general that ever walked this planet, man, and he will tell you to go home and to eat and to rest and to take your mind off of the battle, so that when you go back in the morning and you approach it, or when you go back to your job Monday morning, you can approach it with a fresh start, with an awareness that involves shooting down things that would have your mind acting dramatically. Um, I'm gonna hit you guys with the Gospels here in a little bit, and like I said to you serious Christians, man, just The only way for me to do this properly is to start by bursting your bubble, and I apologize. But as soon as I burst your bubble, I will put it right back together, but with more and better tools. You know what I mean? To I'm not here to replace God or to tell you anything different than what you already know. I'm just helping you do a little bit of foundation repair, because over the years there's been people out there that wanted to take the truth away from you, and all I'm here is laying it back out so that you can pick through it and see what you want and use what you can and discard what you can't. Pass it on to the next guy. It doesn't matter. Once I've said it, you know what I mean? I've said it, and you can take it for what it is. And Paul tells you, if anybody reads Bibles, Paul will tell you to test everything. Test everything. I'm not going to tell you anything different. Test everything. If you care, you will.